Hello YouTube, we're going to bend some metal on this thing. We got a handle on this thing, it's like a foot long. I'll take a picture of it. It's got a screwdriver handle on it. 3/32 thick, so it's over a 16th. So it's a 16th and a half of a 16th, 1 inch wide. This is only the second attempt we've done this, so bear with me. We're in our little vise, so that's not the greatest either. We should be at the big vise, but there's not good lighting over there. It's all just done by touch and feel. I've bent this stuff by hand before, but see, we're starting to form a curve. You're not in a big hurry. If you make a mistake, you're kind of, I don't know what to tell you. The ends of various hard to get. See how it's, here, let me get you over here. Just barely grabbing that. See that? The one's back in the camera. That's the only problem I found. But there's ways of taking care of that. You have to go, and this really springs. This rod on here, 560, it's real hard steel, but it is springy, but at least it springs back. It'll bend. It is part of a frame off a grass catcher for the lawnmower. When they put the bag on, it's really hard, nasty steel. So the trick is to do that, because there's really no way to fix your mistake. Whoops. Let me pause and fix that. Okay. Excuse the flies that they get in front. Oh, they're terrible. I don't have any spray like I usually do. A little tip. Get just some cheap $1 air freshener. I use the vanilla. And if you spray that outside when you're working around you, the mosquitoes will go away. We're not going to make the whole circle here, but I think you get the idea. You're going little by little. And then when you get to the other end, of course, you're going to flip it. And I keep this bolt pretty tight. Then when you get to the other end, you're going to start over. When you got a hole, it's terrible. It will mess it up. I just figured I didn't care on this piece, but a hole will mess up because it will bend really nasty. So we'll pause here and we'll do a little more work, and then we'll bring you back when we got our circle made a little better. Okay, this is the best advice I can give you. I only do like a 1/4 inch when I first start bending it. You know, watch me take just a little bitty bite. Watch right here and watch here how just a little bitty bite. Okay, now as I get going a little more like this the second time, I might take like a 1/2 inch. See that how it bends a little more? But don't get carried away. If you kick this in too much, you know what? And here's another problem of using these. You lay it on the table. You're avoiding that by switching it. You know, you roll it through one way or another. That's all I can tell you to get the twist out of there. There is a twist on the end of this metal, and I hammered it on the anvil. One of these ends had it. See? One of these ends has a twist I can't get out. We're hoping this will make about a 3 inch. It's just experiment. It's just whatever scrap I had of this size. You know, and you know how to do the math. The circumference of a circle. If you're going to make a 6-inch ring, 6-inch pipe, take your times, don't use the pi. Take your times 3 would be 18, add another inch, 19. You know pi is 3.1, whatever. I learned that a long time ago. Don't do that heavy duty math. Make it like 19 inches or 20 inches. Don't even use that math. You can always back up. See? Watch me back up. I've seen people make these, but then people not criticize. Some people they make your video so fast because people's attention span. They don't want to watch a long video that you miss stuff. See? Let's flip it over and go the other way. You can go either direction you want. Nobody's telling you what to do. If you watch this, it kind of slips and rolls. That's why I wanted this loose in here. If this wants to roll, the roller, and I should grind the head of this nut off, or this bolt off, so it doesn't gouge up here, make little marks. Because sometimes you'll see the bolt stay still and the roller move. There, I think I showed you now. You see we're finally getting close to a circle. We'll work on this a while and then we'll give you a picture. It's never going to be perfect. The trick is when you're done, if you look at this, is get your piece of pipe that's probably smaller than what you're going to use, because you can always spread it out. And excuse me, and I've been drinking coffee this morning. Just put over a pipe and hammer it and do your blacksmithing, your metalworking. You know, don't just rely on this. Get your piece of piping device, a big old machinist device, and hammer it and go around it. This stuff, hammer is pretty easy. It's not real hard. Watch me spring it with my hands. See? It's not that hard to steel. There you go. We'll be back when we get it bent a little more. Okay, we ended up with about a 3-inch circle on the inside. If you were going to make a clamp where you have the piece coming off like this, I've learned the hard way. If you have a welder, make you some tabs with the holes like that, and weld them on there, or braze them on there, because when you make one of these and try to bend this back out, it is a mess. It will look ugly. I've done it on stovepipe to make a clamp on my bracket holds up to the shed. It is not pretty looking. You're almost better off when you're done, just weld some tabs on there. If you don't have a welder, well, you're heating with a torch in the vise, you're trying to bend it backwards, and you can't really put this in a vise. I put it in like a crescent wrench in the vise. So it's grabbed just a little bit, and then bend back with another vice grip or another crescent wrench when it's warm. And it is a lot of work to try to bend that. And when you heat it, you don't want to get fire and flame near your good tools. But it's not bad. As I said, I need to find a piece of pipe to put in my big vise. My vise will open up a pretty good size. And hammers get rid of these problems. See that? Because the tool just cannot grab this enough. So to get that last little bit put in there. But that's not bad. Not bragging. I've just done it quite a bit. I've done this stuff by hand over a piece of pipe before. I've actually taken a strap and welding it to the pipe and then banging around there and form it so it stays in one spot, and keep turning the pipe in the vise the hard way so it don't slip, so it's hanging, or put it in the vise and put a vice grips over the the pipe in this and hold it on there on the pipe, through the hole of the pipe, and just hammer it around. But I'd rather tack it in there a ways on the pipe so it's solid and just keep hammering it and turning it. But I'm pretty pleased with that. I'm practicing a few little things. I'll fine tune the tool there, but that's just off an old screwdriver. This thing's a foot long. This stuff will flex 5/16. But I found it takes less work. When I had this down about whatever, it's only stuck in here this far. It just wasn't enough. I mean, it took too much muscle. And the more you bend this, the easier it gets. So once you start making a circle, it's easier and easier and easier when you're working this. With a big handle out here like this, I mean, you got it pretty easy. You're not using a lot of muscle. And I tighten my bullet before I start. See, it's pretty tight. It's stiff. I'll take a couple pictures. I put some JB Weld on there to make that look pretty. I'll take some pictures of it. So, thanks for watching. If it's too long a video, I am sorry. I want to include enough info on these if you want to make one.